Hey everyone, it's Emily Waldo with Wreaths by Waldo, and we have the next portion of our Pink Lemonade Week. So we've done a wreath, we did a mantelpiece a couple hours ago. We're gonna do a really quick centerpiece. I mean, this is gonna be like a painfully quick centerpiece, so I'm glad we did add another design on top of this. And then I decided we're gonna do a Gone Fishin' Father's Day wreath because I was very inspired by Kristen with the wreath lane. She did a beautiful design with it. That tutorial will be available. It'll probably be posted on my regular page sometime between late May, early June for Father's Day. But I wanted to do my own take on it because there's this one ribbon that I've been thinking about for the longest time. Let me make sure that this is loading. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me do a little this. There we go. Okay. Whew. Sometimes I like almost lose connection. It's really weird. Okay, now I'm here. Hey, Jessica. Okay, Barbara's here. She watched the replay from earlier. Hey, Kelly, it's Stacy. Okay, good. I'm here. Okay, I was afraid. There's Kristen. So Kristen, we're gonna do our own version. So I did want to mention the bows behind me. I do have them listed in the shop right now, believe it or not. Now, they're all listed individually. They're all the same exact bow. And we do have all the ribbons still, to my knowledge, minus the star one, unfortunately. But it's actually a YouTube video, so I was able to film that today. Let's talk about how this live is going to work, because I also, speaking of patriotic ribbons, I've got some new ones for you. These will be a part of the patriotic kit that I was talking about earlier, but I am also selling these a la carte. So the kit's not available right now because I want to do the tutorial first. Jay said, I will make a fishing wreath when I come home. I'm so excited. And you know what? They had cattails at Hobby Lobby, guys. So I didn't pick any up, but I did see them. And I didn't know the price point, but I did want to bring that up because that would have been kind of perfect. So, hey everyone, how are you guys doing tonight? And then of course, sign up for the wait list because I honestly, I kept a bunch of this ribbon for myself, so I'm planning on making multiples. So these are the first 3. So even if you don't get a bow, this is the one that I like the most. So I'm gonna keep making multiples of this. And like I said, I think I have plenty of these ribbons. I think maybe the picnic check. I have to make sure I have enough of that. But either way, I'm gonna make sure. Look, Kelly's on a camping trip. I love that. Awesome. Because I know Patricia's been needing 2 bows. So Patricia, I'm gonna make sure I make enough for you. So how tonight's live is going to work is that if you like anything that I'm showing you tonight, all you have to do is comment what you see above my head. So for example, I tried to get this polka dot in every single size that I could. I normally prefer them to have a red back. We do have a 1.5 inch and a red back that I'm uploading later. But if you would like to purchase the 7/8 inch with a white back, all you have to do is comment sold 101. This one's one of our hot sellers. They only had 48 left and 24 of them are going into kits. So these are only 24 of these a la carte. Not a big deal if you can't get your hands on them because like I said, we do have the 1.5 inch. We have a lot more of those with a red back, but you guys know I love this ribbon so much. We might still have a few of my favorite 4-inch ones. And that one's like one of my favorite ribbons of all time. Jace can't wait to get his shipments. I know. Hey Cindy, how are you guys doing today? And then I do have this 2.5 inch ribbon. Now this one does have a red back. It's very, I feel like on par if you want to do the royal blue. I love a Swiss dot because to me, it just makes things a lot more fun, a lot more whimsical. It's very easy to add to a patriotic design. And you know what? I'm glad that we also just have this without the blue back because this to me works for Christmas time as well. It's very pepperminty or snowman. So this one is gonna be, it's gonna be a part of the kit. So if you wanna get your hands on the kit, that can work too. I'm gonna be launching that tomorrow for tomorrow's show and tell, but we do have this one in 2.5 inch. Kelly's got this one. No worries, Jay, safe flight off to Kentucky. Cindy's excited over all the ribbons she got. I love a good ribbon too. I love a good ribbon too. It's definitely my weakness. I was thinking about that today. Absolutely, because I was just going around the warehouse in general because I was like putting together some, you know, combinations in my brain. But yeah, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, dang, I love ribbon. And you know what? There's this one ribbon that really did inspire the fishing design itself. The only other new thing I'm going to show for today is this ribbon right here. We do have royal blue with a royal blue back. Oh, thank God. I love it. I love it when it has the same back. I don't mind the alternate back or different colors, but to me, this is so much more simple. So this one will be perfect for all sorts of red, white, and blue designs. Now, obviously, it's going to be different than the Americana ones we have back here. because this one is a bright blue, but you're gonna see in the kit, once I finish the tutorial, this will be the perfect addition to that design because we're going for bright blue in that one. Hey, Jackie. Oh, and I wanted to mention, Danielle said, I made a couple patriotic bows with the red ribbon, the Swiss dot, and the royal blue ribbon. I put 2 on my lights outside. And you know what? I think a bow, it's the perfect way to welcome someone, right? I love seeing them on mailboxes. Oh, my red gingham that's been in the sun for now 4 weeks, it's now starting to fade. So, and I didn't even spray it. I didn't even spray it at all. That one's on my mailbox and it's just sitting on my mailbox. I think that's pretty good for a ribbon being directly out in the sun. Okay, we do free shipping on orders above $125, but that is after discount and before taxes. So if you decide to use Lemon 15 today for 15% off everything in the shop, if you want the free shipping, the order has to be above $125 after you use that discount code. And you'll know because it automatically waives. My website keeps it pretty easy. Okay, let's go in for our centerpiece. So, oh good, candy's on here. I have decided I am going to, so Raz does have the lemon sprays. So tonight, I am putting in a restock for the lemon sprays right here that we are going to be using tonight. So that's sold 104. So sign up for the wait list if you would want one. And more specifically, sign up for the wait list multiple times if you would want multiples. And then that'll help me determine how many more to get. I might just get another 72 because I know I love this spray a lot. Yes, I did pull this out of the mantle that we just decorated. So I am starting with the vase. I don't know if we're going to stock more than 4 of the ceramic vases. Also, I didn't even check to see if they had any more, but this is the vase that we're using tonight. I did show this at Show and Tell the other day. This one's 9.5 inches. It is ceramic. It's a thick ceramic, so I prefer these products that they sell because this comes in the custom mold. It is water sealed. Okay. And of course, you could put a fresh flower arrangement in here if you wanted to, but we're gonna go with the faux fat flower arrangement today, and we're gonna keep things pretty easy. This is a tiny little opening, so I'm not even gonna bother with foam. If you wanted to put fresh flowers, you could do a chicken wire in there. That for me is my preferred way. Joyce, the bows behind me are $125, but they include shipping. They include shipping, and I can show you up close real quick because I do want this to be a multiple. I hardly make multiples in my shop, but this is what it looks like from the side. So it uses all these amazing ribbons that we have in the shop. Now we don't have the big star one anymore, unfortunately. That one, it makes me really sad. It makes me really sad. But next year, I won't make that same mistake. Okay, so I got the base here, and we're gonna start stuffing, but I'm gonna actually begin with longer sprays. So I think I might actually start with a flowering branch. So when it comes to centerpieces, and I'm honestly just gonna lay this on me because I'm telling you, this is gonna be quick. It's more of like an arrangement. We're doing a super quick faux arrangement. When it comes to centerpieces, it's not like a real rule because there's no real rules when it comes to decorating. But in general, if you have a container, you normally want this to be 1/3 of the design and then 2/3 to be spray. So if this is 9.5 inches, let's just round it to 10. You would want this to be like a 30-inch centerpiece in total. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so we have this outdoor cat. We named her Scrappy. She's not our outdoor cat. She's the neighborhood outdoor cat because I think there's a lady here who gets all of them fixed and she feeds all of them. But he's been a little skinny lately, but he's looking really good. He's looking really good. I'm going to take the flowering branch and get some height out of this. Now, I do have my wire cutters because I don't need it to be 41 inches tall. Because like I said, we're looking at making this design closer to 30 inches. So I'm going to trim, start with slow, right? I'm going to trim like 6 inches off of this. Just one. Yeah, just one bow. I'm selling them a la carte. Thank you for asking. I probably should put a single photo on there. I thought I did put a single photo, but I can see on this one that clearly looks like all 3. Looks like all 3 bows. So I'm gonna make sure that I specify that. It is for 1 bow, but I do plan on making more. Okay, so this is kind of the height. It might be a little big. We can trim it down if we need to. Now I can, instead of trimming it, I'm just gonna take it and make like an L shape, and that will give me a little bit of like a platform for this to sit on. Okay, and I'm probably gonna use 2. We're gonna start with 2 of them. And this is a great branch. I mean, I plan on using these for my strawberry design I was talking about. Okay. So those bows are a YouTube tutorial. I got the pagoda going for Substack, and then we're going to do a kit. And I'm very excited for the kit. Hoping to launch it tomorrow. we got it all ironed out today. We only have enough for 23 right now, and the common denominator that I was having an issue with, believe it or not, was actually the wreath bases. I wasn't able to get them any wreath bases. So not a big deal, but I do know for next year we are doing a lot more kits, so that's exciting. Okay, and then I'm gonna loop this one kind of like in this direction, facing that way. In the meantime, how has your day been? Stacy, yes, we will be launching them tomorrow. We'll have 23 patriotic kits, and it's a more simple design, so it's not going to be something super crazy. I wanted it to be affordable. I wanted you to get like full ribbon spools and just something that's different, so I was excited for that. Okay, so that's how we're going to start, and I do want a little bit of shape, so I kind of like how this one's kind of draping downwards. We have this one up tall. I'm going to leave that for now. Now I'm going to take my poppies, because I would almost like to make, I don't want to call it a tutu, but almost like a little tutu. These are Sold 106 dark pink. So we were using these in the center, or sorry, in the garland earlier. And I do want this to be a bright pop of pink, because we've got the light pink here. So I think these will pop very nicely against it here. Joyce, you can order a bow by commenting sold 100, and it'll put you on the wait list. So at the moment, I don't make bows to order. So these are just a la carte, kind of like first come, first serve. But I plan on making more. So if you sign up for the wait list, I will be making more of those bad boys. And I'm getting more of that picnic ribbon anyways, because I love it so much. That 4-inch. Thanks, guys. So the vase, it was from our store. And I know, I'm realizing now that it is Pink Lemonade Week, I feel bad that we didn't have enough stock of a lot of this. But if you like it, sign up for waitlist, and I'll take a look. I'll take a look, because like I said, I have 5 more days to order from Raz before they cut off spring. Okay, so those I trimmed slightly, and then I'm going to take one of the tall pieces of 106, and then I'm going to kind of put that in the center. And as we start to add more, you're going to see it's going to get a bit more full, which is nice. So they'll kind of start to keep each other in place. Okay, so we got some hot pink going. Boom. And you can use the light pink if you want. The light pink would be a beautiful match for it, but I wanted to stick to just one type of pink. This one is the hanging sedum branch, and this was at the end of our mantle earlier. So for this one, I'm a little curious, because this would be, it's really, really tall, and it's not wired. It's more of like a dangling piece. So I might not actually keep it in this design, but I want to see if we can. I want to see if we can use it. It would have to be off to the side here. Don't worry though, for the Gone Fishing wreath, we have the supplies. So if you're looking to do a little bit of gone fishing, I don't know if we're actually gonna end up using this. It might be a little bit too long and too out there. I'm preferring the white flowering branches. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this for a different design. I really do, I love this spray. It's a little bit of a fancier spray, so I was nervous about ordering this one in particular, but like I said, the wait list doesn't hurt. I'll see what I'll take a look at the numbers and I'll see what we can do. Boom. Okay. Now, what did you guys end up eating for dinner / what's on your dinner table? I'm taking 5 of these poppies total. So let me go back to it. Boom. 106. This one I'm going to cut particularly short, and I'm going to stick pretty far in there. Kind of start to clog up the center a bit, because at the very end, we're going to go in with the lemons. So here's our 5th spray. I'm going to trim it just slightly here. Ramen. Oh my gosh, I love ramen. Fajitas, Ada says, tuna sandwich. I love a tuna sandwich too. I do. I love a tuna sandwich, but it's hard because Luke doesn't like a tuna sandwich, so I don't mind making like different meals, but I mean, obviously if we can eat the same thing, it's easier just to eat the same thing, right? So I normally will make him just a kind of like a turkey and salami sandwich, and then if I'm the only one having a sandwich, then I will have the tuna sandwich. I also like a chicken and mayo. Chicken and mayo is really tasty too. Oh my gosh, how funny. Sparkling rosé. Sparkling rosé for dinner. Thank you, Sandra. I'm glad you guys liked it. That was kind of a crazy garland experience for me because, to be totally honest with you, that was a lot of product we were adding on there, and I was having a hard time getting the lemons to sit the way I wanted them to sit because they are a little heavy. So sometimes it is hard doing things live because I have an idea of what this will look like in my head. And again, this is waitlisted. Sign up if you want them because I think I'm going to get another 72 tonight at least. What was I saying? It could be a little hard doing things live, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I have a vision. I hope it comes to fruition, but sometimes it doesn't to a T. Sometimes it doesn't to a T. For this one, I'm going to trim it to where we have about 6 inches of stem on the bottom because I want the lemons to just start poking out at the opening of the vase. So that's how we're going to get some fullness. And each one of these branches is wired. So I'm going to use that to my advantage and kind of spread them out a bit. Okay. And then I've got one more, and I'm gonna split these into each individual branch, and I'm gonna kind of poke these along the bottom. And then we will evaluate from there, because I might do some trimming here. And I don't think we're gonna do a bow, but we can. We can always do a bow. LaDonna said, late day at work for both of us, so hot dogs and chips for us. You know what? I love a good hot dog too. But same thing, he doesn't really like hot. You know what? He's kind of a picky eater. He is. He's actually like, because he doesn't like tomatoes either, so that really limits things. I'm gonna tell him this. He really is kind of a picky eater. But anyways, he's on duty right now, so he's at work, but he's gonna have, I got him Filipino food today, so that's what we had. I'm excited, Danielle. She said, I just posted my bows. Okay, you tagged me. Okay, so I want to make sure I can see it. And if I don't leave a comment showing that I saw it, feel free to keep tagging me. Please, feel free to keep tagging me. Because sometimes it gets lost because both myself and Brittany are looking at things. So sometimes we, if she reads something, then I don't have the notification anymore, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so for these, I'm poking them along the ends, like really on the, here's probably a better point, like right here where there would be a little bit of an opening, and I don't want that being seen. For this design, guys, I would have preferred working with fresh just because I would have had larger flower heads, right? But you know, you use what you got. I would have had larger flower heads, and for artificial, it gets a little tough because these poppies, really gorgeous, right? But they do have a flocked stem. Whereas this lemon stem right here, it's a very deep green. So I can kind of show you what it would have looked like without having the poppies. And you can kind of see it would have been just all dark green, which honestly, I could take it apart and we can kind of evaluate that before we move on. Because this is more of just a demonstration. I would have preferred to do fresh. I can take a look, because this was my personal one. So what I can do, because there's a local flower farm out here, I can see if she's got anything in yellow or pink or any of those colors, and we could potentially do a fresh flower centerpiece together, because I really love working with fresh flowers. Because I do feel like, specifically with like the larger poppies, we probably could use some larger poppy heads here. I don't have a mirror. I actually use my camera. So you know, like the camera that I'm looking at that you guys are like seeing everything through, that is what I'm using. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna trim that stem because we don't need that to be that long. And instead, I might just poke it here. Now, what I do like about this vase is it does have a super tiny lip. So at the very least, the more I'm stuffing, it's getting pretty easy to stuff in here. Okay, and again, I don't wanna cover up the actual lemons of the centerpiece, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of flip some of these upwards. Let's see what it looks like without the poppies. I mean, if you're telling me all we needed was maybe just some white flowering branches and lemons, call it a day. That could have been it too. Let's see. I have a hard time knowing I can't bend the fresh flowers, yes, but that's where the practice comes in. So, because I've mentioned to you guys that I've accidentally broken many of flowers from doing that. Okay, let's see. Some of these are really tangled in here, so don't judge me. I'm literally just gonna cut them out. because I'm using these in a garland anyways, or sorry, in a grapevine. Because I checked out all of the hot pink, all the baby pink poppies, and I was like, let's just use that in a grapevine. Okay, so this is what it looks like with literally just white flowering branches. You know what? I actually feel like I like this more. Because these are flocked, you know? I do like the pop of color, but I'm kind of liking it without it. The hydrangea, the cone hydrangeas, thank you, Sarah. I do think that would have worked better. Absolutely. Or, let me take a look around. I might have one more white flowering branch. I don't think so. I think they're all in the living room. And you know what? You use what you got. But I don't know about you guys, but I actually kind of prefer with literally just the lemons and the white flowering branches. Yeah, Cindy's like, I like that better. I think so too. And actually, you don't even really need as much, but let me go ahead and fill, because I want this to be showing. And instead, we could poke one up high. I think so too, Lorraine. I think we're just going to keep it simple, and we are literally just going to show sold 104 and sold, was it 108? 108. And the only other thing I would have done is I would have done 3 of 108 and added it along the bottom. So I'm so sorry. I feel like this is kind of like boring, but to be honest with you, with the container being this kind of over the top, I feel like you really didn't need that much else. So I'm going to stick with this personally. I'm going to stick with this. If we can get more of the white flowering, you know what? Let me go ahead. I've got Raz pulled up here. I'm going to type it in now because this one is so versatile. So I feel like if we can get more of this one. Do they have white flowering branch? Looks like they do. How many? Log in. Okay, let's log in. Let's see. They have 84, so we can get the last 84. That's okay. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I like it better without the poppies too. Okay, well, I'm very sorry for it kind of only being 3 ingredients and for like 2 of those ingredients not being like readily available, but I am restocking. So, and like I said, if you like the container, go ahead and sign up for the wait list. I probably won't order too many because it is like on the more expensive side, but I'll probably do at least another 4 to 6. And they ship in their own mold, which is very convenient. Thank you, Christy. That'll make me feel better. Yeah, she's like, it allows the vase to actually shine. I agree. And then you know what? You can always take a little piece like this and just like poke it in the front. Get a little bit of the white flowering branch in there. Okay. All right, so that's the centerpiece. Really easy. I just shoved a bunch of sprays in there. We could talk fresh flowers because I do want to work. It's very hard with fresh flowers, but I kind of want to work with fruit because that's kind of been a trend that's going on. And the problem with working with fruit is that there's ethylene. So that really makes things go bad like a lot quicker. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna mess with that. I'm just gonna hold that back there. Now we're gonna do a fishing wreath, so. Thank you, okay, Candy loves it. Okay. You know, it's a great vase. It's a great vase. Truthfully, you just need lemons. Yeah, and the lemon sprays, I will say that artificially, I prefer the lemon sprays. I'm curious how faux lemon sprays would do with fresh flowers. I am a little curious about that. Okay, so let's talk about the wreath, and believe it or not, we have the mesh. I'm so excited. Yay. Sold 115, we have a brown mesh, and then we have sold 114, tan. I'm glad you guys like the theme week. Thank you. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, that one didn't, I was kind of envisioning like a big flower centerpiece, but the more we were adding, I was like, it was kind of feeling overwhelming. And that just goes to show when it comes to artificials, because look at everything we just used. Everything we just used. Where'd the brown one go? Here. Every stem looked a little different, right? And that's not bad because in fresh flowers, all the stems look different too, but I think the flocked one kind of stood out a little bit too much. So it works in a wreath because you can stick it in there, but in a centerpiece, I think that's all we needed. When you're cutting your fresh flowers, do you cut them at a slant? Yes. I use a floral knife most of the time, but this last design I did for my Mother's Day centerpiece, I was using the shears because I was getting a little, it's been a little while since I've used the floral knife. It's weird whenever you're using the floral knife, like they teach you like your finger is towards the blade and you're not actually at risk of like cutting your finger, but it's like, it's scary, but it's much quicker. It's much quicker. So, okay, I've got some mesh here. We got brown and we got tan. This one's gonna be the most versatile one, obviously. And then I've got to show you the ribbon, because to me, first off, I've been holding on to this ribbon for so long because it arrived, it was supposed to be for fall, and I think I got it in like October or something. This to me, it's the perfect Father's Day ribbon for a couple reasons. One, it's Argyle, right? I think that's the print. Or no, that's not Argyle. I think this is just regular plaid. Or is it Argyle? With the white? I don't know, but either way, it reminds me of golf. So I was actually saving this for like a golf themed design, but I never actually got anything that was golf related because to be honest with you, they don't have a lot of golf items. So today we're gonna use it for fishing. This is a heavy wreath. It's 10 yards. So that is why the price point is what it is. It is thick. And actually, I kind of like the backside. It almost has a bit of like a, you see how it shines green? Almost like a bit of a fish. Not that that was intended. I was thinking that this was a golf ribbon. Right, Suzanne? Okay, so that's gonna be our color scheme. We've got some fish. Let me take my wreath. Any wreath is gonna do, guys. We have 20-inch ones in white and red. You can use the white one. Just make sure you have enough mesh to cover it. And you're gonna see, with the greenery that we have, we're gonna have plenty of greens to cover up most of this. I'm gonna squish this into a pretty deep oval because the fish themselves are kind of small. So if I want the fish in this centered, I'm gonna have to create some surface area for that. It's almost like a like Adobe clay color, where I would say it's like a dark burnt orange that has a bit of a red tint in it, if you know what I'm saying. Like I'm thinking Adobe clay. That is almost the color here. And it is, it's weird. It's like a matte finish, but when you shine it, it almost looks a bit metallic. See how that looks? It looks a little green, even without the wreath beneath that. So, I don't know. I really liked it whenever I picked it up, and I just haven't been able to use it. So I'm thinking, you know, now, let's go ahead and make a fishing wreath, and we'll see how it plays out. Now, you don't have to use this one, because everything else I'm using here is budget friendly. So just know you could replace it with any sort of brown or green. I don't think I have any green, dark green deluxe. I wonder if Burlap and Bling does, because the only thing that I was able to find that looked mildly golf related was they had a deluxe ribbon. It was emerald green with white polka dots. Okay, now back to the mesh. Thanks, Ada. Is there a good substitute for the 1-inch green raz ribbon? I think we have it in 2.5 inch. And if not, we have it in the 4-inch, and it's kind of like a color block where one is a lighter green and then it has that same green as the dark green. But other than that, it's weird. It's almost, that was almost like a muted fresh green. So I don't have a direct alternate off the top of my head, but I'd have to check. Yes, Judy, the code, lemon15. All right, so these themed weeks, that's another fun part about the themed weeks, is I want them to have a coupon, right? So you can use lemon15 all the way through Friday. So that's what, the 15th at 11:59 Eastern. So once it's Saturday, once the work week is over, lemon15 expires. But it's available throughout this whole week. And that'll be important because we're doing some show and tell tomorrow. I did do a little bit of the show and tell tonight though, because I was showing some of those new deluxe. You're trying to find another 1-inch. You know what? Burlap and Bling might have it. I don't know though. I don't know if they got too many raz ribbons. They would be the only other person I could think of that would purchase it. So I'd have to check. Okay, now I'm going to add my mesh. And I'm gonna balance kind of inner ring, outer ring, just because I don't think I need that much mesh for this design, truthfully. I think I'm just going to really focus more on greens, and I don't want that much mesh either because I don't want it to be too hard to add the sprays. It has a Scottish touch to it, right? Or maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's why I think it's golf. I'm not a golfer, so. Well, but I do like pop culturally keep up with like Rory McIlroy, right? He was in the Devil Wears Prada too. I thought that was very interesting. And my dad was watching it with us, and my dad, big golf fan, so I mean, he was like excited to see that, of course. I'm gonna put this on my lap here. Okay, guys, what else did you do today? I did the garland. I only took half of it apart, but I did clean up. Cleaned up all my trash. I fed the baby. We were talking for a while. I was just hanging out with my mom and the baby. And I filmed the YouTube tutorial behind me, made the bows. And then I think that was it. Nothing too crazy. And then we had takeout from earlier, so that's gonna be dinner too. They have D. Stevens velvet ones in green, in kind of like that light green. You know what? I love him too, and I was very happy for him last year when he did win, because like I said, I keep up like pop culturally, so I know he had come close like several times, and then he won back-to-back this year, so that was very impressive too. But again, I'm not super into it. Like, I won't keep up that much with it. Of course, I keep up with Tiger Woods pop culture-wise. I mean, of course, he always keeps it interesting. But even professionally too, I mean, he won back in 2019, so I mean, kind of impressive. Work, gym, laundry, dinner. Ooh, busy, busy. I love it. Lorraine did lots of laundry. She caught me twice today. Today, Jackie today. Oh, on Burlap and Bling. I love it. And then she's currently working on the Raven wreath with the moss. You're working on Halloween. I know, I'm a little tempted to, so I got my pumpkin here, and I was gonna pair this. We have some glitter maple leaf sprays in the shop. I pulled 6 out because I'm thinking of doing like a 3 or 4 ingredient wreath, because honestly, those are the only things I have that would match this copper pumpkin. But I'm waiting till, what's today, Wednesday? I'm waiting till Friday because there's this $100 ribbon that I bought from Burlap and Bling. It is in the color Permison. It is the most beautiful. It's a D. Stevens. It's 5 yards. It's a dark orange velvet, okay, almost like a rust color, and then layered on top, it's all these different jewels. And I don't even know what it would be called other than Permison. But I'm thinking about pairing that with this guy if it matches. I love it. Lorraine's like, I'm kind of all over the board today. Those reds, yes, spirals behind them. She ordered 2. I love the size of them. She has a lightweight patriotic top hat. Yes. Do you think putting the top hat on the spindles would work? Yes, absolutely. Because this itself, I'll be honest with you, this is one of the heavier candlesticks I've ever had. Like, maybe 4 pounds, 4 or 5 pounds, really. And I think just the height of it alone will help it stay upright. And if you have to, I am curious how you could, I wonder if you could weigh this down. Like glue something heavy on top of it before you put the top hat on if you're worried about it falling over. Oh no, Wanda's missing her golfing league today due to illness. What kind of illness? I hope you're feeling okay. Hopefully recovering. Tia's working on a high school graduation wreath. Say it like oh, thank you. Persimmon. Permission. Yes. So that's the ribbon. And I love that ribbon. I ordered it in a purple last year, and I don't think they ended up making it, unfortunately, but it was so pretty in the royal purple. But in persimmon, it's gorgeous. Tammy ordered 2 last night. 2 of the ribbon or 2 of the spindles. And you know what, guys? I feel like they had more of those spindles. I'll check it out. Because like I said, that was my first Regency order, so I did like, you know, I wasn't necessarily shy about some of the things, but I did like 24 of the candlesticks. I was like worried. I was like, oh, well, maybe they're kind of too big. But I think that would be a smart thing to keep too, I think for Christmas time. Right, Julie? Okay, so Julie has that ribbon. It's so pretty. And she did, D. Stevens, they did have it in several colors. And I'm sure Burlap and Bling carries every single one. But that was my favorite color, and the royal purple which I'll check. Maybe they brought it back this year. Mary, it's okay. I did not know that. I should have known that, really. Heavy metal washer, Christy says. The same size of the diameter. Genius. Genius, genius. Yes. So Wanda's got sinus and ear infection going. Well, I'm sending you well wishes. Hopefully the medicine works. That's tough. I did have like back in, and it was hard, so I'm just saying this like out of sympathy, but I remember I did have kind of like a long, some sort of long illness. It was like 2 months worth, and I had ear infections with it, and it was just like this, it was a sinus problem that would not go away. Oh my gosh, I was like miserable. And it didn't go away until the spring. It wasn't COVID, it was the year before. Okay. I've still got a little bit of my brown, which I'm gonna save this because we all know the brown mesh tends to go quicker. So, but as usual, I can always restock these normally. I do prefer to keep my mesh pretty simple in terms of color. So if I do restock, I'm trying to just do like Roy G. Biv personally. Just to keep things simple, because I like to cover up my mesh, you know? So, okay, so now that I've got this decently covered, I'll raise the camera. Not too much though, so that we're not falling over. And then we'll go ahead. I'm curious, let's start with the ribbon. I'll start with the ribbon, I think. Because I've got the fish, and I know I want one of the fish to be in the bow. And then we have a little Gone Fishing sign. We'll get a little creative with it. Thanks, Cindy Lou. We were really simple with the centerpiece back there. We literally just used 2 ingredients. I came out with 4 ingredients. We just used 2. So, you know what? It just goes to show sometimes whatever you envision in your head is not necessarily what comes to fruition. But I like the way it turned out. They have that ribbon in the blue. Oh, maybe they do have it in purple. Oh, I'd have to go check. I love it in the purple because to me, the purple for Christmas time, I thought would be so, so gorgeous. Okay, let's be very careful about this. Don't fall over. Okay, it's wanting to fall over. I'm going to do that. Just a small angle, and I will just show as we go. Okay, so they have blue, purple, champagne, and a pink aqua in addition to the burgundy persimmon. Oh man. Don't tell me that because it's like $90-something. Totally, I'm telling you though, when you see it, it's gonna be so pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the ribbon. And I think this is the only ribbon I have. I'm trying to see if I have any of the hunting ribbon. Oh, I might. No, but I don't think it matches. You're gonna see the greens I picked out, they're much darker. So let's go in with this one. And I want this to be the focal point. So I'm gonna do a bow up here, probably with some long tails, and then we're gonna do probably, like maybe a 4-loop bow up here. So similar to the lemon wreath last night, but smaller loops and not as many ribbons, so it's not gonna be so overwhelming. And then some sort of small, probably 1-loop bow at the bottom with some tails, and then we're gonna go in with fish, lots of greenery, and all that. Sally said, love the red candlesticks, just ordered 2. Well, thanks for the feedback because, like I said, it's kind of that weird in-between period where I want to restock certain things that are versatile. So I'm thinking lemons, versatile, because we can still incorporate that with black and white and blue. Same with the candlestick. We can use it for Christmas time. Okay, and I'm going to do tiny loops for loops 3 and 4. There we go. Something like that. And it's very interesting. I wish you could see this like in real life. Like it has a weird green tint to it, and it just works for this design because it looks like fish scales, which if you were not intending to do a fishing wreath, it would actually probably perturb me a little bit, to be honest with you. Get them. Okay. Okay, Suzanne. And you know what, Suzanne? If I'm already at it, we can go ahead and check to see. They might not have any more cherry blossoms. Like that could have been why. because I'm thinking I only restocked 48. And that's not a number I would normally do. Like I would normally do a little bit more. So that they might have not had any more, but I'll check. Because like I said, I've got Raz. Stephanie, they are 125 and I plan on making more. So if you like them, you can sign up for the wait list. Because right now they're taken up in people's carts, but I plan on making more. That's like the one multiple that I plan on keeping for patriotic bows. But those aren't the only bows I plan on making. I've got my Mount Rushmore ribbon here. That one will be more of like a royal blue. But that one, that's my Americana bow. So I'm glad you guys like them. And I know I need to do more bows. I need to do more multiples of bows. I'm really bad about it. I told you guys, once I make something, I'm like done. I'm like over it. Terry, oh my gosh, thank you. I got your text. My answer is yes. And then I immediately called like my business insurance people because there was something I had to get switched over. So I got distracted. But yes, we can do 2 patriotic wreaths. Terry's local here. And we can figure out what to put in them. I've got plenty of ornaments. I don't have too many other things that are super patriotic other than baubles and kind of like basic ribbons. But yes, do me a favor if you don't mind sending me one more text so I don't lose it. And we have a new location now, Terry. So we are in Lemoore. We're in Lemoore. I don't know why I added my zip tie like that. Okay, take your bow, add it in the top corner, kind of like that. And I think I'm just going to twist it around the ties here. Okay, boom. Yes, and I love those hats. She has 2 of these big top hats from the Round Top collection. You know what I was thinking about making from their website, guys? So this weekend, I learned how to play Mahjong. My mother-in-law loves Mahjong, okay? So I was thinking, because the Round Top collection, they have a Mahjong charm. I was like, okay, that would be a really fun wreath to make. And then, of course, I would gift it to her because I don't know anyone else that would, at least in my immediate circle, that would have a Mahjong wreath. But I was like, oh my gosh, I bet she would love that. You need to order the ribbon. You need about 10. Oh, you're talking about which ribbon? Karen, the ribbon, it's sold 118. It's a beautiful D. Stevens ribbon. It's from last season, so I got it last season, so I don't know if it's still on the site. I'd have to check. Technically, it's from fall. Hey, Carrie. He's doing much better. Thank you. So I think he's totally over the shots at this point. Yeah. He's just hanging out with Grandma. Have I seen... Oh, yes. I have seen the deluxe ribbon with the 1776. They're out of it in the deluxe. So they have it in what's called like LS, which is like kind of like their medium. They have like budget ribbon, then they have like a medium level, then they have the deluxe, which is like luxury budget. And I personally, for the most part, just carry the deluxe because it's my favorite. And you know, that's just what I like to carry. I didn't feel it in the LS, so I didn't want to buy it without feeling it. But I'm sure it still holds very, very nicely. Because I've had the cheetah print in the LS, and it's pretty pretty. Wanda's plays, she said, I play Mahjong every bed before night. You know what, that's so funny. I was so stressed because I was reading the cards, and I was like, oh my gosh, what kind of line do I want to go with here? Because I'm trying to see like I'm like, okay, I got bamboo, I've got numbers, I've got 2 different colors of dragons, which is not really helpful depending on the card. Some of the patriotic. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you're inspired. Oh my gosh, Jessica, I know. She was like, I used to cry with my kids when they would get shots. Okay, I've got a long tail. I'm going to put this at the very bottom with the big tail down on the center. I was on the verge of tears, but I'll be honest with you guys, he stopped crying after like a minute. So The only time I've actually gotten close to crying with him was he had a big meltdown this weekend, and he was just frustrated. Like, he ended up being just hungry and hot. So, but I couldn't figure out. Luke figured it out. I couldn't figure it out. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what's wrong? I was like, do I need to take him to the ER? Like, he's never like this. And no, he was just hot and hungry. So he is. That's what I'm saying. I feel really lucky. He's a good baby. I mean, last night he got a 5-hour stretch, and then a 3-hour stretch, and then a 3-hour stretch, and then he didn't even do that weird grunting thing he does in the morning. Like, he'll just grunt for several hours in the morning while he poops. The pediatrician said it was all normal because he doesn't wake up. It's like while he's sleeping. I'm like, how can you sleep through that? I can't sleep through that. LaShawna, that's what I was saying. It's fishy. It's interestingly fishy. And what I do like about this ribbon, at the very least, it is 10 yards. You're getting the full 10 yards. I'm making quite a big wreath with it today. We're going to do some tails on the top. But we certainly have enough for either a matching bow or some, probably not a full second wreath like this, but a wreath where you use less of the ribbon. Absolutely. I love it. Mary said, this ribbon reminds me of the interior of an old school camper with like wooden panel walls, right? Okay, I'm gonna heat up my hot glue gun, and then we're gonna get to adding. So this is what the tails and the ribbon look like so far. I know it looks like a lot right now, but we're gonna be adding a lot of greenery. I'm gonna add 2 tails on the top here. It is, it's a pretty pattern. And you know, what? Okay, I like that. I actually, yes, that matches very beautifully with the copper pumpkin. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in my mind. I don't know if I'll have enough to do like a beautiful giant bow for this, but we can see. But I was trying to put together some designs for the copper pumpkins. Right. So I have decided the Substack tutorial for the week will be the pagoda, the patriotic pagoda, grapevine. And then we did the fishing wreath here. I have the bows as a YouTube tutorial. What else do I have? I have the strawberries. We could do something strawberry. I don't know. I'm just trying to get creative with the stuff that we have. I'm just looking around. Yes, I still have these pumpkins. So if you go to the website, just type in not pumpkin. You can probably type in pumpkin, it should pop up, but you can type in copper, and it does pop up with copper. It's 12 inches across, so it's kind of a big one. Big one. Yeah, with just the ribbon and some greenery, right? Sometimes all you need is like just a good ribbon, really. I mean, you could argue that this is the focal point for today. And it very well might be. Very well might be. Oh, no worries, because you know what? And thank you so much for bringing that up. You guys, let's see how many blue pagoda. It's important that I order this now because it's so interesting. They either ship spring and summer or Christmas only, Raz. So I need to make sure. I think this blue pagoda, it's under spring. And I want this for Christmas because I think this is so pretty for Shimon. Okay, so they have 78. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get another 12 because we're gonna use this for Christmas time too. I'm talking about the pale blue one. And they do have a green, and I wonder if we still have it. It's a big green one, but I wonder if they have it in a smaller design. Ooh, no, looks like they only have it in 24 inches. But that, I think, is going to be so pretty for Christmas time. Joni, I don't have a number for the pumpkin on this one. You'll have to find it on the website. It's not on this live. But I might be able to add it at the very end. I just want to make sure we're making progress with this wreath. Okay, so got our beautiful, amazing Argyle ribbon. Not really Argyle, It's okay. Pretty. I think we just need like one little piece off the side, but I'm gonna deal with that later. Let's go with the fish. You want 2 of the big green and 2 of the blue if I order more. I do think I need more of the green because I think it'll be so pretty for Christmas time. Okay, so there's 2 types of fish I'm using. We have, and you know what? Let's not even get into the minutia of whether or not they would be in the same body of water, all right? Because I saw colors and I was thinking, you know, in that way. So this one is a pumpkin seed sunfish. This one's sold 111. I'm gonna use probably 2 of these. 2 of these. And then I have sold 110, which is a 11-inch whitefish. And we have more of these, so you don't have to use one or the other. Actually, in my opinion, this one probably is the more neutral one. Smarter to use in that way. Wendy definitely wants another green. Okay, I'll take it. You know what? Go big or go home, right? I gotta make sure that I get the spring product because to me, those pagodas are perfect for Christmas time, but I wanna make sure I don't miss out on that. Now, that being said, they do have them in other colors and other shapes for Christmas, so they will have them for Christmas time. I can go ahead and take a look. I wanted 1 fish in the bow. Let's see if this is doable. And if it is doable, I kind of think like that will probably be the best way. So that's the center of the bow. I'm happy with that. I don't want 2 of the same exact fish too close to each other, I think for color purposes. So I might add the other one kind of like down here on the opposite end. And then I do have a little sign here. It's gone fishing. It's bright red though. And I'm torn because on one end, I mean, obviously you do need a bobber. Like this is a color match. And I would probably just put it at the very bottom centered. But let's start with the fish. Wendy was saving hers for Christmas, but decided to do a pink and green. I think that's so pretty. It's so pretty. And you know what? It's technically a spring pagoda, so I don't think you're too far off there, really. But I was thinking, I was like, oh, how pretty to pair that with red and the berries. I know. The good news is I'm going back for spring. It's my first appointment. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna order for springtime for us, but also I'm gonna go back and we're gonna beef up some of the Christmas because I was telling you guys, I don't think I put any of the black purses in my order originally. So I'm gonna have to fix that, obviously. We gotta make sure. Okay, so I got 1 fish poking out to the left. So let's take another one and have it poke out to the right. Yes. You want blue and green? All right, guys, I'll take a look at quantities. You know what? It really helps if you want. Go to the website, go to the app, type in pagoda, sign up for the wait list because I go off those numbers. Now, please only sign up if you intend on buying it though, because that way I can like not overbuy because the pagodas, they take up a lot of space. Lots and lots of space. But you're gonna love it because I'm gonna show you how to use the pale blue one on Substack. I'm gonna show you how to use it in a patriotic design and then you guys pairing it with red. Like I have it right here. This one's my personal one. Imagine this, and if I can get my hands on like red chinoiserie ribbon, red holly berries, and then you can even put the candle in here if you want, and it would just be so pretty for Christmas time. It'd be so grand millennials, what they call it, right? Put that down there. Okay. The chinoiserie ribbon got you. I know. Okay, so I've got the 2 fish, one to the left, one to the right, and I'm gonna flip this around so you can see it shortly. But I think this one kind of has to be in the middle. And I'm gonna glue it down and then I'll show you. Yes, that is the one. Okay, twist my arm. I'll get more. Well, okay, just so you guys know. So with the amount I have in the cart, it is gonna ship by freight, which is okay. Because honestly, they normally ship it pretty quickly, but it probably won't get here until like probably late next week if I had to guess. And that includes the lemons. And I do have some of the 10-inch lemons in the cart too, so. Okay, let's take a look at this fish. Would the Reliant Monuments ribbon look good with the blue pagoda? Let's see. I happen to have it right here. I think we have one more in the shop. At least last time I checked it. So this one is the Monument ribbon that we love. I haven't gotten to use it yet. I think it works, but you're gonna wanna make sure to have both a more of a royal blue element and both of a like pale blue element in there, to have both. Because the blues match, like they will work together, but you wanna make sure that it's not just the lone pagoda as baby blue, and that it's not just the ribbon with the royal blue, if that makes sense. Yes, I got you, Lorraine. Because honestly, I want to make more lemon designs too. Not just with the pink. I'm actually way done and over pink lemonade now. I think, you know, that's how I am. I'm already on to the next thing. This is the white fish. So 110 poking out the center. So we got 3 fish in there. Let's go ahead and add our Gone Fishing bobber. And this one's, it's just a little metal sign. And I think I'm just gonna center this. I'm gonna have it probably right below the fish, because, not at the very bottom because we have a lot of greens we're gonna add, but I'm just gonna zip tie it. Take this, add it through a couple layers of mesh. You're welcome, guys. Okay, you know what? I mean, twist my arm, right? I love to shop. So. And it's that time of the year where we're kind of just waiting for more of the fun stuff for fall, Christmas, and Halloween. Like, we're waiting for the new stuff at this point. So I will just find ways to get creative until then, because what else am I gonna do? I mean, I'm not gonna not create for a few weeks and months. What, am I supposed to wait till June or July? No, no way. Okay. Yes, Suzanne. Yes, yes, yes. And more blue pagodas and a few more of the green. Not too many more of the green, just because I know they're more expensive, so they did sit a little longer, of course, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind. I just don't want to have too much space set aside when I know we just have a lot coming in. Okay, have my Gone Fishing sign that's sold 112. Julie, that makes me really happy, because to be honest with you, I would not have really decorated with Highland cows or lemons without you guys, because, you know, I want to find ways to get creative with things that we already have. So this is what we're working with so far. You can see the ribbon is definitely the statement piece in my opinion, but the fish, I feel like it's the perfect amount of fish. It's not, like, they're not too massive, and I kind of like that they're poking out at you. Now, if you're shipping it, make sure you don't have it poke out too far, right? You don't want it to potentially get damaged in shipping. This is the fall spray. You know, I love this one because that to me is the perfect shade of green, because they got a little bit of brown in there. I don't have any cattails, but you should definitely add some cattails from Hobby Lobby. Okay, now when it comes to this spray, you get a bunch out of it, okay? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the longer pieces. Where's my wire cutters? Here we go. Take the long pieces, specifically just one if I can. Thanks, Lashana. She said perfect fishing ribbon. You know what? Maybe I should just say it's the perfect Father's Day ribbon, right? Because, I mean, if you wanted to do a Father's Day wreath or golfing wreath, it totally matches. Okay, so now I'm gonna focus this along the bottom, these long pieces. Take a little bit of hot glue. And go to town. And you know, some of it I want on top of the ribbon, a lot of it I want below the ribbon. The baby's doing good. He's with grandma right now, and they were dancing to Opalite. They were dancing to Taylor Swift earlier. He's given her a few smiles, not too many giggles today. Honestly, he's been very sleepy today. Maybe he is still feeling the effects of, you know, his shots, but he seems much better, much, much better. And I'm gonna show you, we're working with the same spray still. I wanna show you just how much you get. And I do try to keep one stem attached to the big branch. I'll probably add that one underneath here. Cattails are like the long hot dog looking thing. I learned this the other day too, so don't worry. They're like the long hot dog looking things that you, I guess, find in similar areas where you would be fishing. But to my knowledge, they kind of come apart like dandelions, right? Don't forget to add some all throughout the design, not just on the bottom or the outsides, but along the sides as well. Thank you. Okay, so that was one spray. Let me show you the look. Just one. Got you all that coverage. And this is a big wreath. Again, very easy to size it down to a 20-inch base. I would personally still do the 3 fish with a 20-inch base, just because the fish kind of make it. But yeah, they do come apart, and they're very messy when they do cattails. Yes, they are like corn dogs. Someone was saying, oh, that's what it was. Someone was saying nature's corn dogs. I was like, oh, that's so funny. So yes, the cattails would, but you know what? I would need to kind of look up cattails, because now I'm thinking if I had the faux cattails, I'd probably keep them at the top, like maybe just in one corner and maybe on the side. I don't think I would want them upside down, because you don't find cattails upside down, right? They're all kind of just poking upwards. I don't think I've seen them in real life, Lashana, because I'm just not very outdoorsy. I'm not very outdoorsy. Even when it comes to the flowers, like, I just go to the wholesale market. But I am happy, though, that we do have a local flower farm here. I thought that was cool. She is going to start opening up more, more opportunities for just, like, everyone to go and shop, so. Or to go forage. Like, she'll even let me pick some of my own flowers, which is exciting. So we watched more of the Celebrity Jeopardy yesterday, but Luke, he thought it was kind of boring, because he was like, this is too easy. And I'm like, okay, you're not getting every question right, so let's not jump too far ahead. But it is a little bit, like, easier, but that's what I liked about it, because I felt like it was attainable. I felt like I could actually play it. Hey, Sherry. Wendy said, I get them. Oh, she gets cattails in her yard. Yeah, I'd be interested to see, because I'd imagine, well, I don't want to say that they're like a, I'm thinking of like a dandelion, right? And a dandelion to me is like, I don't know, like weed is like negative, but like it kind of grows like a weed, I would think. They grow in shallow water and fish hide. Oh, well, that makes sense. Oh, so I would add them around the fish. Smart little fishies. And again, I'm adding some, behind the fish, on top of the ribbon, below the ribbon. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Mary. Okay, she said Survivor tonight was good. I can't watch it till tomorrow, but you better believe I'm going to watch it tomorrow. And you know what? It's been really bugging me, because, thank you for reminding me, I have to stay off my phone. Every time someone gets eliminated, they immediately post about it. And I'm like, guys, give the Paramount watchers a day. Give us a day before you make your, oh, such a great experience. I don't care. I don't care. But I will say, last week, Luke and I were frustrated at Ozzy. We were like, really, dude? You were shocked after acting like that to Aubrey? Like, we'll have to see. You like Colin, just as Colin. Colin who? Colin who? Thanks, Darla. I like this ribbon. I'm glad we finally got to use it. Okay. So that was the second spray. I probably need one underneath this fishy right here. And you guys, you could totally like call it a day here, but I've got some other fun things we're going to add, because I want this to be pretty lush. I want it to be pretty lush. And I'm going to poke this under. So again, some of them are under, some of them are over. Don't cover up too much of the ribbon though, because you want it to look natural, of course, but you don't want to cover up the ribbon too much, because let's be honest, it's expensive. It's a fancy one. Okay, what else do I have? I thought this was also kind of a fun spray to add on the bottom. You know, this is supposedly a Christmas spray. It's not a very pretty Christmas spray in my opinion. So that's why I think it works well for summertime and in this design too. And this is a greenery that I'm going to tuck under everything. So this, and I used this in the apple moss wreath that I did on a reel. That was last week. And yeah, I'm going to use this to get some length kind of underneath, because this to me, it's not like the prettiest, but it works. It works. It doesn't always have to be like super gorgeous. And I like these because, look, you get a ton of depth out of that. Okay. Poke that under. Because when I'm thinking of like fishing, thinking of kind of like shallow water, I'm thinking of like these types of sprays here. Ooh, I love that. Ada said she spray painted this one gray and black for Halloween. Yeah, because it's, like I said, it's kind of like, it's not the prettiest kind of green, but because of that, it works. It is. It's almost like a hanging moss, yeah. And then I'm going to get a little bit more close with it. So I might put it in between some of the ribbon here. Yeah, I wish I had seaweed. Like actual seaweed would have worked, right? And I'm not going to use too many of these. I mean, truthfully, I'm going to focus more of them on the bottom. Oh, but now I'm excited for Survivor. I'm glad it was good. I'm curious. Oh, so I saw this on the news the other day, and we will know, I guess, next season. But Jeff Probst, they're filming season 50 and 51 right now. Well, unfortunately, Jeff Probst's brother just passed away. I saw this on the news earlier. So they were wondering, I'm like, is he going to stop filming? Do they stop the game? I don't think they would stop the game if he's going to leave for like probably several weeks, I would imagine. So, okay, I'm probably just going to use 2 of these. 2 of Sold 113. And I'll flip it around shortly so you can kind of see what it looks like on the bottom half here. Would that cloth-like moss look enough like seaweed? I hope it does, because that's like my intent right here, is to kind of make it look like seaweed. I'll flip it around, then you guys can let me know. And then as we work our way up, we don't even need them to be as long, so I can split these into a bunch of different pieces. Okay, so this is what it looks like here with 1.5 of those sprays. So you see, getting some of that green, then we have some of like that green fern. Yes, I'm loving that. I've got a couple pieces left, and I'm probably just gonna poke them just on the sides here, just to have some evenness. But again, I'm splitting them into multiple tiny pieces because I'm realizing you really only need the dense, thick ones on the bottom, and then up here you can get away with a lot skinnier ones. I can't get over how simple our pink lemonade centerpiece was. You know what? I'm going to see. I've got those big lemons still. I've got the 10-inch ones. I might be able to do something a little bit more creative as a reel. Let me take a look. There's nothing wrong with simple. I'm just used to kind of like doing something that takes longer. But truthfully, I mean, we all know there's nothing wrong with this simple centerpiece. Thanks, Christy. Gone fishing. Okay. A little bit more glue here. So that was 2 of those hanging moss sprays. Okay, now I'm glad we have the Gone Fishing because it actually helps like break up some of all of that green that we have. And I only have a couple more things I'm going to add, and we might not even need the last thing, which is this brown seed spray, but I'm definitely adding this one because this one's new. I showed this yesterday at Show and Tell, and to me, this is obviously beautiful for fall time, but I thought this kind of gave it some fun shape if you're not going to use the cattails. Here we go, sold 116. We don't have that many of these left. They only had 48, unfortunately, so I was only able to get that amount, but these little balls, I was like, these could be kind of fun. So I'm going to poke these in a bunch of different areas just to get some shape. And again, you can use the cattails. The cattails would honestly be more appropriate. And we also have it in sienna. Oh, I don't have it here, but I'm curious if the sienna would work because the trim. The sienna honestly might work pretty beautifully, but I am using the brown. So we're going to start with the brown. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you if you're looking for something brown, because I might not use these. I might not use all of them. So some might be able to go back in stock. We have this brown seed spray. So this was the other spray that I intend on using. And I like, if I do use, we might just use one or two. I think those are sweet gumballs. I love it. They're very pokey. Well, they're not actually sharp, but like the texture of it, it's like, they're spiky. Little spiky balls, but they don't hurt. They don't hurt. I would put it in the description if they did. Okay. Oh, we have two little birds. And then I'm going to kind of poke these. So what do you guys think? This is, to me, it's a Father's Day wreath, right? But it's also, it's just a great summer wreath. Gone fishing. Some of you guys have a place that you go to over the lake house, you know, summertime, you get a little bit of a fishing moment in there. Now, with that being said, I'm excited for Raz to switch over warehouses because that means I can start ordering from even last season's, like Christmas and fall. So that'll give us more opportunities to kind of move on to other seasons too, because I am going to start delving a bit into fall Halloween. Okay, let's get this one in here. Okay, so those are the little puff balls in there. Don't forget, I always try to add something in the center of my bow. Aw, Tammy, I'm so sorry. But she said her and her daughter that passed, they love fishing. Well, I'm glad that this design has some meaning. It is, I mean, it's such a fun pastime. I have, believe it or not, I know I say I don't fish and XYZ, which I don't really that often, but I have had fishing experiences with my uncle. And those are some of my more fond memories because he's really into it. So I know how to fish against my will. Probably not anymore though, to be honest with you. Like if you were gonna ask me if I could go and catch something right now, I don't know. The last time I went fishing, I was actually in Corpus Christi with our friend. And they do the thing where you kind of just like, you stick the pole in the sand. You do the thing where you reel it out there. And then you stick the pole, and then you wait to see if you get like a tug on it. So that's what we did. Sandra, that would have been genius. A little brown decorative net. Yes, the little net from Hobby Lobby that they definitely have. They have that. And you know what? I actually love that idea because you could even, like you can have like a beautiful draping moment instead of having so many sprays. I'm just gonna use like one of these. So that means I could put a couple back into stock. I'll let the girls know so we can get a few of these back in there. But this is just a little brown seed spray here. Casting it. Yes, right. Yes. And to me, I like to split these into 3 pieces, 1 tall and 2 kind of like smaller ones. I used a 24-inch green wreath. If you guys got a hold of the 24-inch burlap wreath, last night, it's the same size as that one. Because it's the same manufacturer, where it's kind of oversized. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, a little bit of brown there. Ooh, and Hobby Lobby has a small fishing rod. All right, yeah, there's lots of different ways you can incorporate. Now, I don't think they have fish though, right? I wish they did. At least if they do, they're probably resin. They're probably resin. Okay, I'm probably gonna use 2 of these, so I can put 2 of them back in stock. Tamara said her dad, when he was alive, he fished every day. He lived close to the reservoir. I love fish in general. Like, I think I've mentioned this before where, well, I was mentioning earlier that Luke is kind of a picky eater, but I like the taste of fish. I'm a seafood girl for sure. Okay. Oops, accidentally took off that piece. All right, everyone, so tomorrow we're doing a bow, like pink lemonade bow making. So that also probably won't take too much time, but I'll do instruction with this. So it'll take more time than the centerpiece did. I hope you enjoyed that, even though it ended up being a lot more simple than I anticipated. But you know what? With the vase that fabulous, I guess you really don't need much at the end of the day. But I'm gonna add a couple of these, and then that'll be it for our fishing wreath. So we have something done for Father's Day. And I've known that I was supposed to do something with this for quite a while. Okay, so don't forget to add the little sprays kind of right below the top and bottom of that white fish. And then we're pretty much done. Done, done, done. Hobby Lobby has small wooden fish. All right. Hey, that'll probably work with hot glue. Or at the very, you know what? You guys know, sometimes I just zip tie things in. Do what you gotta do. Thank you, Sherry. I hope you guys had fun. I've had a lot of fun so far. And I've also had a lot of fun just kind of like, just catching up. Because, you know, it's been a good kind of busy, but it's been busy with the baby. So it's been nice just to design, and he's had some time with Grandma. All right, guys, that is my Gone Fishing Father's Day wreath. Really big, right? And again, that's the wreath base. So you can see the deco mesh really extends it. That gorgeous ribbon is kind of the focal point, but it would match with the golfing too. And then we have a fish in the bow, in the center, and out the bottom on there. So thank you so much for watching. That was the fishing design. And this was our like super simple lemon centerpiece. So, but you know what? Sometimes less is more. I'm just gonna say it because I was putting in those poppies and I was like, this flocked thing is not gonna work. It's just not gonna work today. Okay, I did have these 3 bows listed. They might already be gone, but don't worry because I plan on doing multiples, and I'm getting more of that picnic ribbon too because I was shopping the other day and I believe D. Stevens still has it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yes, you can get real bobbers from Walmart. So Hobby Lobby has the fishing rods and the cattails. So those are ways you can instantly improve it. And I do wish I had a couple bobbers in here because we have the red at the bottom, but we probably could have used a little more red throughout the design, right? Thanks, Christy. Okay, I'm glad you guys liked the lemon centerpiece. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you again tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central normal time. So we're gonna do some bow making that's pink and yellow themed, and we're gonna have some show and tell. So if you're interested in deluxe, we did restock quite a few, but we also got a lot of new sizes and colors as well. And then we will go from there. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your night. See you again.